Now, in the Suchitra JV case of 2008, the CIC noted that the information that was sought is about information about the cost of co-fabrication, which was in relation to the reactor, the fast breeder reactor that was being asked. Interestingly, what the CIC did was they consulted the scientists of the Saha Institute of Nuclear Physics, and they wanted to know whether the said information should be confidential or whether it can be provided for. Now, you would notice that the matter, when it was decided in 2008, was the time in which the Indo-US nuclear agreement was being negotiated, and there was a lot of buzz about nuclear power and nuclear energy and the kind of business interests that US companies wanted to do in India. And hence, any information regarding the costs obviously will indicate what is happening inside the reactor, and you can actually draw conclusions about the potential of the fast breeder reactor. While it is important that someone looks at the sincerity of the information being asked by that applicant, however, you will notice that when it comes to the disclosure of information in such cases, it may have unforeseen ramifications because of the sensitive nature of the project. And while the intention cannot be faulted, I think what the decision of the Commission very clearly said, there has to be a balancing of interest between the kind of information that may be provided or allowed to be provided and the final ramifications that it may have on the economic interest of the state, because it may probably disclose the financial details of the kind of components that were used in the fast breeder reactor. I think these were some of the reasons why the CIC decided that the information is something that should not be provided under the Right to Information Act. Another interesting case was the case of the structural drawings of pillars of the Delhi Metro that were sought under the Right to Information Act by Sudhir Vora. This was decided by the Delhi High Court. Interestingly, the metro pillars are quite important. However, the metro pillars are designed by architects. These drawings are very important in terms of the design of the metro, the kind of structure, the height, the alignment, the reinforcement, the engineering details, the soil testing. All of these are quite relevant in terms of how the Delhi metro is being designed. However, in this case, the applicant sought the structural design of pillar number 67. And he wanted it in particular only. And interestingly, you will notice that some of this information, though they are about construction work, they are not about the defense establishment. It may be about a metro corporation. However, these cases are cases where probably the government has to decide whether the said disclosure of information can be done or may not be done, right? So that is exactly where the test of whether the information has to be provided or not finally comes into place.